You look in the mirror and blame your genetics. You think you're just not biologically built to
Why is
hold
it
massive
always my
amounts of
genetics?
muscle. But you aren't failing because of your DNA. You are failing because, for the last 30 years, the fitness industry has taught you to measure the completely wrong variables. And because of this blind spot, you are likely repeating the exact same physiological mistake every single day, trapping yourself in an endless plateau. Let's get one thing straight. Your lack of progress has absolutely nothing to do with the movements you perform inside the gym. The true bottleneck in your physique is what happens after you leave. Understand this, and you'll finally unlock the growth you've been chasing for years. If I stop you right now and ask how many days a week you train, you'd probably answer instantly with pride, 4 or 5 days. If I ask you about your macros, you know exactly how many grams of protein you consume down to the decimal. But if I ask you the most critical question of all, how many hours of high-quality sleep do you get? The room goes silent. This exact gap is where the vast majority of lifters lose the battle. They obsess over the physical stimulus, but completely ignore the biological adaptation. Because the ultimate truth is this: muscles do not grow when you are pushing heavy iron. The gym only creates trauma and micro tears. The actual construction of new, dense muscle tissue happens exclusively while you are completely unconscious, paralyzed, and deep in sleep. Here's the dark, scientifically backed truth that the supplement industry doesn't want you to focus on.
I've only slept 5
Consistently
hours.
sleeping only 5 or 6 hours a night can actively plummet your testosterone levels the very next day by up to 15%. You are essentially aging yourself by a decade overnight. It severely blunts the natural release of human growth hormone, which is your body's master key to cellular repair and fat loss. And worst of all, it aggressively slows down muscle protein synthesis, leaving those torn fibers damaged, weak, and inflamed. Think about the massive contradiction in your daily routine. On one hand, you are sending your body an intense mechanical signal to build muscle. But on the other hand, through sleep deprivation, you are chemically commanding that exact same body do not repair. You are slamming your foot down on the physiological gas pedal. And violently ripping the handbrake at the exact same time. The friction is burning your nervous system out. And then you stand in front of the mirror, completely exhausted, wondering why your arms aren't growing. When the scale stops moving, human psychology takes over. Most people just add more brutal sets to absolute failure. More punishing cardio sessions on an empty stomach. More expensive, heavily marketed pre-workouts to artificially wake up an exhausted brain. But they never add the one variable that actually matters: more sleep, because nobody told you the fundamental rule of hypertrophy. The most potent, natural anabolic compound on Earth is completely free. It requires 0 physical effort, and its name is sleep. Let's look at the actual mathematics of recovery. A lifter sleeping 8 to 9 solid hours, but only training an optimal 4 days a week, will completely outgrow, outlift, and outperform someone training a brutal 6 days a week who only sleeps 5 hours. Because the ultimate bottleneck of human physical adaptation is never how hard you can push your body in a single hour. It is strictly how well you can recover in the other 23. And here is the paradigm shift you need to accept today. The vast majority of people aren't overtraining. That is a myth for the elite. They are simply chronically under-recovering. These are not the same thing. And failing to understand this distinction is exactly what keeps you trapped in the exact same body for years. So, if you are constantly hitting a wall and feeling weak, you don't need to buy a complex new workout program. You certainly don't need a new magic supplement stack. What you desperately need is the brutal discipline to put your phone away, turn off the screens, and go to bed an hour earlier. Because true, undeniable strength isn't forged when you lift the iron under the gym lights. It's built in the absolute dark when you close your eyes. Hit the subscribe button, start prioritizing your recovery, and let's get back to work.